Hey guys, this is KB11 aka Krishna, and this video is about top 5 smartphones of 2014. This year was an amazing year. Every single smartphone company blasted out with their new flagship phone. I'm here to tell you which are the top 5 according to me. I hope you will also like it. So let's get started and begin the countdown.
On the 5th, we have LG G3 announced on May, released on June 2014. Display of 5.5-inch 2 HD IPS plus LCD capacitive touchscreen, 1440 into 2560 pixels, 534 pixel density, memory external up to 128 GB, internal 16 GB, 2 GB RAM, 32 GB, 3 GB RAM. Primary camera 30 megapixels, 4160 into 3120 pixels, face detection, laser autofocus, optical image stabilization, dual LED, dual tone flash, secondary 2.1 megapixels, 1080p 30 fps, video 2160p at the rate of 30 fps, 1080p at the rate of 30 fps, optical stabilization, HDR stereo sound record. Features: OS Android 4.4.2 KitKat, Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 chipset, quad-core 2.5 GHz CPU, Adreno 330 GPU, 3000 mAh battery, standby 565 hours on 2G and 535 hours on 3G, talk time up to 19 hours on 2G and 21 hours on 3G. Moving on to the next, on the 4th we have Sony Xperia C3 announced and released on September 2014. Display 5.2-inch IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen, 1080 by 1920 pixels, 424 pixel density, memory external up to 128 GB, internal 16 and 32 GB with 3 GB RAM. Primary camera 20.7 megapixels, 50 to 48 by 39 36 pixels, autofocus LED flash. Secondary camera 2.2 megapixels, 1080p at the rate of 30 fps, video 2160p at the rate of 30 fps, 1080p at the rate of 60 fps, 720p at the rate of 120 fps HDR. Features: OS Android 4.4.4 KitKat, planned upgrade up to version 5.0 Lollipop. Chipset: Qualcomm Snapdragon 801, CPU quad-core 2.5 GHz, GPU Adreno 330, battery 3100 mAh battery, standby up to 890 hours on 2G and 740 hours on 3G, talk time up to 14 hours on 2G and 16 hours on 3G. And that's it for the Sony Xperia Z3. On the 3rd, we have Apple iPhone 6 released on September 2014. Display 4.7-inch LED backlight, IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen, 750 by 1334 pixels, 326 pixel density, memory no external memory, internal 16 GB version, 64 GB version, 128 GB version with 1 GB RAM. Primary camera 8 megapixels, 3264 by 2448 pixels, face detection, autofocus, dual LED, dual tone flash. Secondary 1.2 megapixel, 720p at the rate of 30 fps, face detection, HDR, FaceTime over Wi-Fi or cellular, video 1080p at the rate of 60 fps, 720p at the rate of 240 fps. Features: OS iOS 8 upgradable up to iOS 8.1.2, chipset APLLE A8, CPU dual core 1.4 GHz, Cyclone GPU, power VRGX 6450, battery 1810 mAh, standby up to 250 hours 3G, talk time up to 14 hours on 3G, music play up to 50 hours. And that was Apple iPhone 6. Only two remaining on the second of our countdown. We have Samsung Galaxy Note 4 announced on September, released on October 2014. Display 5.7-inch Super AMOLED capacitive touchscreen, 1440 by 2560 pixels, 515 pixel density, memory external up to 128 GB, internal 32 GB, 3 GB RAM. Primary camera 60 megapixels, 5312 by 2988 pixels, optical image stabilization. Secondary 3.7 megapixels, 1440p, video 2160p at the rate of 30 fps, 1080p at the rate of 60 fps, optical image stabilization, dual video record. Features: OS Android 4.4.4 KitKat, chipset Qualcomm Snapdragon 805, EX1OS 5433, CPU quad-core 2.7 GHz, quad-core 2.7 GHz, quad-core 1.3 GHz, Cortex A53, quad-core 1.9 GHz, Cortex A57, GPU Adreno 420, Mali T760, battery 3220 mAh battery. And that was Samsung Galaxy Note 4 on the 2nd. The winner of top 5 smartphones of 2014 is HTC One M8. The phone design is these days trying to achieve unique and exciting features in a jaw-dropping package for what is essentially a screen with some extra bits and pieces. It has a unibody design with 90% metal and a brushed aluminum surface, front-facing boom sound speakers above and below the screen. Specifications: 5-inch Super LCD 3-capacity touchscreen, 1080 by 1920 pixels, 441 pixel density, memory external up to 128 GB, internal 16 GB version, 32 GB version with 2 GB RAM. Primary camera dual 4 megapixels, 2688 by 1520 pixels, autofocus dual LED, dual tone flash. Secondary 5 megapixels, 1080p at the rate of 30 fps HDR, video 1080p at the rate of 60 fps, 720p at the rate of 120 fps HDR stereo sound record. Secondary 5 megapixels, 1080p at the rate of 30 fps HDR. Features: Android OS 4.4.2, KitKat upgradable up to 5.0 Lollipop. Chipset Qualcomm MSM 8974A-B, Snapdragon 801. CPU quad-core 2.3 GHz, GPU Adreno 330, battery 2600 mAh battery, standby 271 hours on 2G, 496 hours on 3G, a talk time up to 14 hours on 2G and 20 hours on 3G. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If yes, hit that like button. Also click the subscribe button for similar videos and comment me which are your top 5 smartphones of 2014. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.